ሃይ ሰላም እንዴት ናችሁ? ዛሬ ይዤላችሁ የቀረብኩት የ2009 ሂስትሪ ኢንትራንስ ኤግዛም ኩዌሽን ፓርት 2 ነው። Question number 21. What was the major reason for the conversion of Emperor Suetonius to Catholicism? A. To bring with his loyalty to the church was weak because he did not grow up under its influence. B. He hoped to get the support of Catholic Europe against internal challengers. C. He was influenced by members of his family who had converted before. D. He was convinced of the superior theology of Catholic Church. The answer is B. He hoped to get the support of Catholic Europe against internal challengers. Explanation. There was a rebellion of the peasants headed by the clergy and nobilities. Because of this internal rebellion, King Suetonius was converted to Catholic by hoping he could get the support of Catholic against the internal rebellions. Question number 22. Which of the following states of southern Ethiopia was able to successfully resist the force of Adal early in the 6th centuries and remains independent? A. In Raya. B. Damot. C. Walaita. D. Hadiya. The answer is C. Walaita. Explanation. The kingdom of Walaita successfully resist the force of Adal. Question number 23. Who were the two kings of the Christian Highland Kingdom who sent military expedition against the Fungi Sultanate? A. Minas and Gelaudius. B. Sarsadengel and Fasilides. C. Suetonius and Iyasu II. D. Tewodros and Yohannes I. The answer is C. Suetonius and Iyasu II. Explanation. Suetonius and Iyasu II were the kings who sent military expeditions against the Fungi Sultanate. Question number 24. With which of the following processes was the term civilization associated for a long time? A. Agrarian states that had kings but without priestly classes. B. States that were administered in a fair way by democratically elected administrators. C. Populations that lived in urban centers and developed writing and monuments. D. Population that had not yet developed a state structure. The answer is C. Populations that lived in urban centers and developed writing and monuments. Explanation. Civilization is used to describe human society with high level of cultural and technological development. Populations that had lived in urban centers developed writing and monuments. Question number 25. Which of the following rulers of the Gondar era tried to carry out an extensive reforms of land tenures and taxation? A. Fasilides. B. Bakafa. C. Iyasu I. D. Yohannes I. The answer is C. Iyasu I. Explanation. Changes brought by Iyasu I were: land law were amended, tax and customs were also recognized, Fetha Negest was revised. Question number 26. In what way did the rivalry between the Portuguese and the Ottoman Turkey affected the conflict between Christian and Muslim forces in the Horn? A. Directly by participating in the war. B. Indirectly through supplying arms and ammunition. C. Indirectly through political and moral support. D. Indirectly by imposing a naval blockade on the side that they opposed. The answer is A. Directly by participating in the war. Explanation. The direct participation of Portuguese and the Ottoman in the war affected the Christians and Muslim forces in the Horn. Question number 27. What led Europeans' imposition of unequal treaties on Chinese in the early 9th centuries? A. Weak and ineffective rulers and declines of military strength. B. The failures of Qing rulers to discover the hidden meaning of the treaty article. C. The belief of the Chinese that whatever is written on the paper does not really matter. D. The hope that signing treaties with several foreign powers The hope that signing treaties with several foreign powers will increase competition and conflict among them. The answer is D. The hope that signing treaties with several foreign powers will increase competition and conflict among them. Question number 28. What was the Renaissance scientist Nicholas Copernicus best known for? A. His criticisms of the Church, its dogmas, and its Christian tastes. B. His discoveries of the law of gas instruments in modern chemistry. C. His ridiculing of superstitions and narrow-mindedness through his writing. D. His assertion that the Sun is the center of our solar system. The answer is D. His assertion that the Sun is the center of our solar system. Question number 29. What was the new finding about winds that had an impact on overseas explorations of the 5th century? A. The knowledge that global winds naturally blow in the direction of big vessels. B. The discovery that global winds change direction seasonally in a regular pattern. C. The knowledge that global winds have no impact on the direction of sailing ships. D. The discovery of trade winds to be used as a counterbalance to monsoon wind. The answer is B. The discovery that global winds changed direction seasonally in a regular pattern. Explanation. One of the most important impacts on overseas exploration was the discovery that the winds of the global blow in a regular pattern across the oceans of the wind. Question number 30. What was a royal colony in America? A colony under the direct control of the king. B. A colony established by a trading company. C. A colony put under the administration of the Royal Navy. D. A colony set up by an individual through a grant by the king. The answer is A colony under the direct control of the king. Question number 31. Who runs the activity of early universities that emerged in Europe during the Middle Age? A. The learned men of the church. B. Foreign educated noblemen. C. Guides of the land's nobility. D. Teachers organized into corporation. The answer is A. The learned men of the church. Explanation. The learned men of the church ran the activity of the early universities. Question number 32. Which one of the following is correct about the Aksumite civilization? A. It was developed by Habesha and Agazian immigrants from South Arabia. B. Its origin can be traced to Punt, from who its inherited its key Arabia. C. Its development can be related to surplus production from agriculture and trade. D. Its rise to prominence can be dated to the 10th century BC, when it defeated Meru. The answer is C. Its development can be related to surplus production from agriculture and trade. Question number 33. Which one of the following is true about the Mena Mesafint? A. Ethiopia as a country was dismembered. B. All the Mesafint accepted and obeyed the authority of the king. C. A family of lords from the province of Yaju dominated politics. D. The Orthodox Church acted as the only unifying force. The answer is A. Ethiopia as a country was dismembered. Explanation. The period of the Mena Mesafint was characterized by the division of several regions and no effective central authority. Question number 34. Why did the Quraysh ruling class feel threatened by the rise of the Prophet Muhammad and the spread of his teaching? A. Most tribute-paying traders turned to become devout Muslims, which affected the incomes of the chiefs. B. Most farmers disregarded their daily livelihood to attend gatherings where the Prophet preached his message. C. The incomes of chiefs significantly declined as the numbers of Arabs visiting the Kaaba declines progressively. D. Arab chiefs were made to lose their privilege of the collecting tax and tribute by the orders of the Prophet. The answer is C. The incomes of the chiefs significantly declined as the numbers of Arabs visiting the Kaaba declines progressively. Explanation. The Quraysh were fearful for the loss of income from the pagan pilgrims who will travel throughout the years to the city for religious purposes. Question number 35. All the following were factors in the decline of the Gada institution among the Oromo, except one. A. The negative role of powerful wars leaders, vice versa Gada classes. B. The influence of Islam teaching regarding rulers and power. C. Foreign invasion. D. The shift of their livelihood strategy from agriculture to pastoralism. The answer is B. The influence of Islam teaching regarding rulers and power. Explanation. Factors for the decline of Gada institutions are development of long-distance trade, the emergence of powerful war leaders, introduction of Islam, influence of the hierarchical systems of the Ethiopian Empire. Thus are the factors of the decline of Gada institutions. Question number 36. What influence did Thomas Paine's work, Common Sense, have on the American War of Independence? A. It was an instrument in radicalizing different sections of the American population. B. It succeeded in declining the break between Britain and the colonists. C. It laid out the basic principles of American federal structure, which were adopted later. D. It widely popularized Britain's crimes and hence encouraged Europeans to support the colonists. The answer is D. It widely popularized Britain's crimes and hence encouraged Europeans to support the colonists. Explanation: An American revolutionaries and patriots, Thomas Paine's work entitled Common Sense had widely popularized Britain's crime. Question number 37. What was the reason, other than the religious one, for which North Germans princes gave support and protections to Martin Luther? A. Their desire to punish the Catholic Church for its persecution of German peasants. B. Their aspiration to replace the supremacy of the Italian nobility in the institution of the Church. C. The ambitions to weaken the Holy Roman Empire and take over ownerships of the Church properties. D. The expectations that Martin Luther will become heir to the thrones of the Holy Roman Empire. Question number 37 is not correct. Question number 38. The Renaissance art was different from the arts of preceding period by A. Concern with depict everyday lives in a realistic manner. B. Emphasize on building gigantic cathedrals with spires and palaces. C. Exclusive focus on religious themes in paintings and literatures. D. Adoption of the Baroque and Gothic styles in painting. The answer is A. The concern with depict everyday lives is a realistic manner. Explanation: The Renaissance painters and sculptors were to portray people in nature realistically, but the Middle Age painters and sculptors went to give their work spiritual quality. Question number 39. Which one of the following set of language belong to the sub-branch of Ethiopian language called Highland East Cushitics? A. Hadiya, Kambata and Sidama. B. Walaita, Gamo, Dauro. C. Bilan, Agao and Qamant. D. Gafat, Argoba and Silte. The answer is A. Hadiya, Kambata and Sidama. Explanation: The speakers of the Cushitics family are divided into 4 branches: Central Cushitic, East Cushitic, North Cushitic, and Southern Cushitic. East Cushitic is subdivided into 2 branches, thus are Lowland East Cushitics and Highland East Cushitic. The speakers of Highland East Cushitics are Gedio, Sidama, Hadiya, Alaba, Kambata, Burji, and Libido. Question number 40. The fossil remains of Homo erectus discovered in Low Omobasin can be differentiated from the remains of Homo sapiens discoveries elsewhere by A. Smaller size of its brains and its large teeth. B. It has smaller jaws and the forelegs. C. It has large brains and the smaller teeth. D. Its bigger skulls and large size pelvic bones. The answer is A. A smaller size of its brains and its large teeth. Explanation. As compared to modern human being, Homo erectus had a slightly smaller brains and large teeth. Question number 41. Which one of the following was a characteristics of the state of Kaffa? A. Its democratic administration system based on the Mikricho. B. Its organization of an effective defense structure. C. Its organization of the economy on slave-cultivated plantation. D. Its endurance for a long time as a result of political alliance with the Oromo. The answer is B. Its organization of an effective defense structure. Explanation. The state of Kaffa was well known for its defense system. They dig trenches along its frontier to defend themselves. Question number 42. Why did Nur ibn Mujahid fail to continue with conquest of the Christian kingdoms after defeating Emperor Galaudius? A. He had run out of provision for his army. B. His base territory was threatened by invasion of the Oromo. C. His lowland followers refused to fight in the cold highlands. D. There was a rebellion directed against him in Harar. The answer is A. He had run out of provisions for his army. Explanation. Nur ibn Mujahideen failed to continue because he had run out of provision for his army. Question number 43. Emperor Takla-Giorgis was known as Fitsami Mengist because he was crowned and removed from the throne several times. B. His region witnessed hitherto unseen devastating civil war. C. He was responsible for transferring powers peacefully to the Yejju dynasty. D. His reform led to the disintegration of the central government. The answer is A. He was crowned and removed from the throne several times. Explanation. Takla-Giorgis was crowned and removed from the throne 6 times in 11 years. Due to this, it was nicknamed Fitsami Mengist, which means the end of kingdom. Question number 44. Question number 44. Why did Louis XVI convince the States Generals in 1788? A. To design strategy on how to deal with Britain's invasions of France. B. To discuss the issue of voting new tax for the government. C. To discuss reforms in the land tenures and peasant conditions. D. To develop mechanisms to address the bad harvest of 1788. The answer is B. To discuss the issue of voting new tax for the government. Question number 45. What did the phrase "city air is free" means in reference to the Europeans' Middle Age? A. That cities were hygienic place to live compared to their rulers' countryside. B. That cities granted greater personal right to residents than the countryside. C. The cities offered different kind of social service unavailable in the countryside. D. Those cities offered residents different kind of entertainment than the countryside. The answer is B. That cities granted greater personal rights to residents than the countryside. Question number 46. What is the base of the difference between the various legal schools in Islam? A. The primacy of the Quran over the Hadith as a source. B. The priority between analogy and consensus as a source. C. The role of states in implementing the law. D. The role of Islam scholars interpreting the law. The answer is B. The priority between analogy and consensus as a source. Explanation. The basic difference that lies between legal Islamic schools is that they give priority to one or the two other sources of law, that's analogy and consensus. Question number 47. Which one of the following is a significant factor both for the rise and decline of the Aksumite Empire? A. Long distance trade. B. Military technology. C. Leadership. D. Agriculture. The answer is A. Long distance trade. Explanation. Red Sea trade was the main source of growth for Aksumite state. The Aksumite state highly depended on this source of income. As the state began loss of control over this trade, it contributed to the downfall of the emperor. Question number 48. Which one of the following accounts for the military success of Imam Ahmed over the Christian army under Limna Dingil? A. Growing ability to mobilize pastoralists of the lowlands for a jihad. B. The withdrawal of Portuguese military support from the Christian kingdoms. C. The rebellions of Muslims living in the Christian Highland kingdoms. D. The hostility between the Christian Highland kingdom and the Turks. The answer is A. Grant's ability to mobilize pastoralists of the lowlands for jihad. Explanation. Imam Ahmed strengthens his army by instilling the spirit of jihad into the conflict. Question number 49. Which one of the following was centers in the process of generating powers at the early stage of the Industrial Revolutions? A. Wind. B. Coal. C. Palm oil. D. Petroleum. The answer is B. Coal. Explanation. Britain has plenty of coal and hence it was cheap. They used to generate powers at the early stage of the Industrial Revolution. Question number 50. It was said that capitalism in Western Europe was nurtured in the womb of feudalism. The reason was A. Naturally, capitalism came after feudalism. B. European feudalism was unique in recognized absolute private property in land. C. Agricultural productivity under feudalism was key for the emergence of capitalism. D. Trade and crafts flourished in many towns and cities under feudal rule. The answer is C. Agricultural productivity under feudals was key for the emergence of capitalism. Explanation: agricultural productivity under feudalism was the key of the emergence of capitalism.